I'm at a loss and really need advice from those who have successfully reconciled with their partner after infidelity. To summarize, my wife, 31, and I, 33, recently attended a wedding. We both drank excessively, and by the end of the night, I was so intoxicated that I couldn't recall many details. We struggled to find a taxi back to our hotel, but a friend of my wife's, a man in his 30s, who lived nearby, offered us a ride. In our desperate situation, we gratefully accepted. However, it became evident that he was also intoxicated and unfit to drive. We safely reached our hotel, but out of concern for his and others' safety, we offered him a place to sleep on our room's floor, which he accepted. My wife and I began preparing for bed, chatting with our acquaintance and snacking. The next thing I remember is waking up the next morning with a severe hangover. We were all in a sorry state and essentially slept through the day. As the discomfort grew, I eventually asked him to leave. After he departed, my wife said we needed to talk. She asked what I remembered from the previous night, and I recalled very little. It was then she confessed to kissing several men at the end of the evening. This confession led to a gradual disclosure, or trickle truth. Initially unsure, she later revealed that after I had fallen asleep, she continued conversing with the man who stayed over. Eventually, she admitted they engaged in mutual touching and kissed again. At this point, I was stunned. All of this occurred while I was unconscious in the same room. My wife looked guilty and said she now remembered more. It turned out she engaged in more intimate acts with him, and they cuddled and talked until falling asleep. Some background. Last summer, I became emotionally involved in what could be seen as an affair. My wife felt deeply betrayed upon discovering this, and I spent the past year rebuilding the trust I had shattered. We were making progress, communicating better, and addressing our issues. At that time, we were planning to start a family. Due to my betrayal, I didn't immediately react emotionally to her infidelity. My wife appeared genuinely remorseful, and I understood the pain I had inflicted on her. I explained I needed time to process everything and would have numerous follow-up questions. Neither of us typically drinks to the point of memory loss, and I recognized my contribution to our issues. Nonetheless, this was a one-time occurrence. We both planned to avoid alcohol, if not entirely, for a long time. We've had other issues in the past where my wife breached my trust, though never to this extent. I want to forgive my wife, but I can't. I believe this was an unfortunate situation unlikely to recur. Nevertheless, I am filled with anxiety about the future. I cannot stop asking myself, what if this happens again? What if there is more to this story? These are the natural questions one asks in my situation. For those who have been through similar experiences, how did you move forward? My confidence is at an all-time low, and I feel easily replaceable. My wife despises herself for her actions and genuinely appears remorseful. However, I do not feel she has done enough to reassure me that this will not happen again.